passion for fashion. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm sure you all have seen on Instagram, on YouTube, basically in the internet, they have had this whole Bratz challenge just take over the world. Actually, the Bratz challenge is not new. I'm sure many of you know that about 3 or 4 years ago, the OG YouTuber herself, Michelle Phan, did a Bratz doll look and it was super exaggerated. Basically, she used her entire eyelid to create the Bratz doll's eyes. So the eyes were actually like this big, and you know, then she made a super pouty mouth and all that stuff. And Bratz dolls themselves are super exaggerated looking features. I liken them to actually like Betty Boop. I think that was kind of like their, you know, blueprint. I decided I wasn't gonna go with the exaggerated features look, and a lot of other YouTubers and makeup artists aren't doing these super exaggerated features. They're doing more of the life like if a Bratz was a real human. So that's kind of the look that I went for. I did do a little bit more exaggeration on like my lips and my eyes, as you can see. So that was kind of my little quirk of like cartoon action to my face, but I had a super fun time filming this look. First of all, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. You subscribe, you'll be able to see it pop up on your feed and all that good stuff. So I'm not gonna talk too much longer. I'm just gonna go straight into the video. So without further ado, let's chill out. So the doll that I decided to do, of course, was Sasha. She was my favorite Bratz doll growing up. She has the same kind of color hair that I do. Like my highlights kind of match the black and browns that she has in her hair. And also she has this little mole on the side. So I can basically emulate that because it's similar to my own facial features. So that's the look that I'm going for. So to achieve that doll-like skin, I'm going to take my MAC Studio Fix Plus foundation in the color NC45. And the reason I love this foundation is because it is an OG, of course it's an OG foundation, one of my first foundations that I ever purchased. So I think it'd be nice because, you know, this is such a throwback, but also because the Studio Fix Plus is really pigmented and will cover my marks, and it'll allow me to achieve that perfect doll-like complexion. So Sasha has this brow shape that I refer to kind of as like a Betty Boop brown shape because it kind of goes slightly up. Usually we feather out this part of my eyebrows, but since it is a doll character, she doesn't have any feathering. It's literally just like one big line. So this is all gonna stay like the same kind of dimension and the same type of depth. Instead of doing long strokes, I'm going to make it round strokes and kind of change my brow shape into a rounder form. The tail of my eyebrow is gonna go slightly longer than I'm used to, almost to like the bottom of my eye, because that's kind of how it looks like in the picture. To clean up the eyebrows a little bit, just to make a more defined line, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape in the color Tan. Swipe that all down so it covers my eyelid and acts as the base. So now we're gonna get started on the eye look. So for the eyes, Sasha in this picture has a pretty dramatic, but definitely there smoky eye, and it's a brown smoky eye. So this is kind of a throwback look, so I'm going to use an OG throwback palette. This is the Naked Urban Decay palette, and it has all of these gorgeous browns in it. So I'm just gonna take this palette and basically do my eye look for Bratz. And I'm also gonna use another OG palette. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. For transition color, I'm going to use Sweet Yum for my crease color. And we're making the crease pretty deep, so make sure that that pigment is really there. Next, we're gonna take this color called Hustle, which is the darkest brown in the Naked palette, and we're just gonna concentrate that right on the outer corner of the crease line, kind of going a little bit above the crease, and then feathering that out to the inner corner of the eye. The eye look itself is not very difficult. It's more of getting the eye shape down. Taking another tapered blending brush, I'm going to take the color Creep and put that into the outer corner of the eye again, and just kind of make a line. First, I'm gonna put a little bit more concealer on my eyelid and kind of carve out my eye, because we are gonna do a dark line right above my crease, and that's kind of gonna be her like eyelid shape, I guess. So we're just gonna map that out. and we're going slightly higher than my actual lid shape. They kind of all have almond upturned eyes, so we're just going to make this not like a round lid. It's gonna go pretty far into the eyelid shape. And I'm just going to take my beauty blender brush and kind of pat that down just to make sure that there's nothing, that the concealer is dried down and it's not wet. So now that I have this exaggerated eyelid on my eye, I'm just going to cover that eyelid with a color called Half Baked. And as you can see, that's like the perfect, almost a little bit reflective eye. And I'm just going to take some of that brown Hustle color and put that right on the outer corner of my eye just to blend that in with the exaggerated eyelid that I did. And then I'm gonna take that creep color again and just put that right on the outer corner of my eye. And this will kind of all blend in with the liner that I'm going to do. So I'm gonna waterline my eyes with this Pop Kajal pen in the color Sooty Black. And then we're going to create our eye shape. So we're gonna give ourselves an elongated inner corner, kind of like a cat eye almost. So in the picture, she has a darker line going almost in the center of her eyelid and going out, and that's kind of what gives her that more upturned almond eye. So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's why I kind of gave myself an elongated eyelid. So the line has to be super thin. I'm gonna sketch it out, and hopefully this goes well. I'm a bit nervous. Okay, so this one didn't go as well as the other one, right? But that's fine because I can just blend it out. So what I'm gonna do is, I have, the line looks a little crazy here, so I'm taking that concealer brush again and just using whatever is left over to take away those faint lines. I'm also doing that for the inner corner right here. So I'm gonna take my Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner again and just create my wing. So now that I have my wing and it's kind of connected to this other black wing, I am going to put some shadow on my brow bone just to give it a bit more highlight. And of course I'm going to put highlighter on my brow bone again. But I'm going to take this color called Luscious from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette and put that right on my brow bone. And usually I would blend that out, but I kind of like how distinct it is. It looks more doll-like to me, and it kind of looks more like the photo of Sasha. So I'm going to leave that kind of harsh brow highlight right as it is. We're almost finished with the eyes. I'm just gonna put on my lashes. So we need some dramatic doll-like lashes that are really wispy on the sides. So I'm using my Jasmine Brown EYELURE JB lashes. So I'm just gonna do this off camera. So I put my lashes on, and I actually put some liner to connect that wing liner that I created before and that line above my crease. I connected them on the sides. I also put some more black liner on the bottom corner, like the bottom of my lash line. And now I'm gonna take some white liquid liner and just fill in those little lines that I made on my inner corners just to elongate it a bit more. So I'm taking this NYX white liquid liner. So it looks a bit weird, but it's definitely giving my eye shape a little bit of an elongated effect. And I'm just going to waterline. So go over that black that I initially waterlined my eyes with some NYX eye and eyebrow pencil crayon in the color White Pearl. We're gonna do the rest of our face now. So for concealer, I am using my Tarte Shape Tape in the color Tan. I am putting the concealer on my lips just because I'm going to change my lip shape. So I want basically my lip outline to be kind of camouflaged. She has kind of a almost rounder face shape than me, but she has a very pointy rounded chin, and then she has this little button nose. So I am taking my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Espresso, and then this is where the magic happens for the nose. So we're gonna create two lines right here and here, and then I'm creating a straight line right across the bridge of my nose. So I am basically going to blend out my nose first. So this is my, faithful concealer brush that I use for my nose contour. So we're just going to blend it right out. So it's gonna go right into the brows. I don't want that contour to look so dark. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender that has a little bit of that concealer left on it and just kind of drag a straight line down my nose and on the sides of my nose as well, just to kind of soften that contour. And that's basically my nose contour. And now I'm just going to buff out the rest of my contour. I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the color Kunufa. So I look a bit crazy right now, but as you know, I don't bake for long, so I'm just gonna wipe this right off. I'm gonna leave this part of my bake on for like 30 more seconds, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe bronzer in the color Debutante and just warm up my face a bit more. And I'm just gonna go over the points that I've highlighted again and kind of just blend everything out one more time just to make sure that that powder is fully set into the rest of my face. So I'm gonna go back to my eyes. So we are going to do the inner corners just to make it look a little longer. So that's gonna go right here. Taking the Sweet Peach palette again, and I am taking the color Bellini and setting that right in the inner corner of my eyes, in that little spot on my nose, and then just create a line right down here. And now we really have the effect of that little button nose. I'm gonna take this color called Caramelized from the Sweet Peach palette and put that right underneath this lower lash line. And now for the final part of the eye look, I'm gonna put some lower lashes on the bottom of my lash. I could create fake like bottom lashes with some, you know, eyeliner, but it's gonna be too messy. So I'm just gonna take some lashes. So I'm going back to this AZEREDO Cosmetics lash collection, and I am taking this lash called Doll, and I'm just gonna cut it right in the middle, and I'm just gonna stick that right on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take like the inner corner pieces and put these right on the bottom of my lower lash line, just like this are the eyes. So I'm just gonna finish up with some blush, highlight, and then we're gonna go on to the lips. So for blush, I'm using my Makeup Revolution palette, and I'm going to use this really pale pink just because she has a really light dusting of blush on her face, so we don't want it to look too noticeable. And she has it just right on the center of her cheeks, so that's where I'm stationing it. Almost right below my eyes. For highlight, I'm using my OG favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills That Glow Kit, and I'm going to use the color Bubbly, which is this color right here. We want it to look a bit more glowy, so I'm gonna spray it with some Mario Badescu. And now the fun part, the lips. So we all know that Bratz have these beautiful, voluptuous lips. Like, they were the Kylie Jenners before Kylie Jenner even thought about having lips. They are so plump and so glossy. So I'm gonna do kind of like almost like a mustache outline on the side of my lips, and then make this a little bit more plumper than it actually is, which I already have big lips, so it's kind of funny that I'm like making them even bigger. But I'm going to use my Old Faithful MAC lip liner in the color Chestnut, and that's how I'm going to sketch out my lips. And then it has a very round bottom lips. Now that I have my lips outlined, I'm going to go over my actual lips with this raspberry color, but I'm going to leave the line intact because they have very, very defined lip liner. I don't know why, but it's always super defined. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this Fenty Beauty holographic gloss in the color Ready to Mingle. So this is the completed look. I hope you all enjoyed watching this tutorial. It was actually a lot of fun to do this Bratz challenge. It was also a challenge of my own makeup skills because I wanted to find the thin line between cartoonish, exaggerated features and also staying kind of, you know, realistic to, you know, human lifelike condition. And I think I have a pretty good medium. I, you know, really like how this look turned out. So again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!